So I'm back. It's been a while. I know I say that in a lot of my videos. It feels like it should be my intro. It's been a while. It's been a minute. But it's true. It has. And for good reason. Actually, let me start with this. I don't know what this video is going to be about. Obviously, I will when I upload it. And there's a title here. Maybe it's just my thoughts. Or maybe I will focus on one thing, but I've just got a bunch of things I want to talk about, and I thought I could cut it into different videos, but it all feels like it needs to just come out today. So I paused for a little bit. I pause all the time here because I've been doing this for 7 years. I'm going to jump around. I'm sorry. My head's in a weird, funky space today because back to work. Summer vacation's over. I know it was fast, and that's part of my anxiety and all of it. There's a lot of thoughts going on in my head I just want to share with you guys. And maybe you felt this way before too. If you've had a long vacation or break from a job, or you've quit a job or lost a job and then you went to a new job, it feels like a new job. Every school year feels like a new job because there's going to be new faculty, there's going to be new procedures, new students. So I always get really nervous at the beginning of a school year. But especially this year, because I didn't think I'd be going back. Like, I had every desire in my heart not to go back, which is sad to say as an educator, because I feel like I love those kids and the kids love me. So it's not, that part is perfect and beautiful and wonderful. And of course, we want more teachers like that, right? But we're getting chased away for all of the reasons. All of the reasons. Pay being a big one, but we won't get into that. It's been a struggle with the groceries going up and knowing I'm not getting a raise. So I think I'm gonna have to pick up some kind of second, third job. I don't know. I'm like trying to do the math in my head. What do I need to do? So there's that piece of like, oh, I'm working full time, and yet I still am struggling, and I live a very humble life. I'm not extravagant by any means. I've been in this rental for what? It's like the same amount of time as the YouTube channel, basically, almost. Maybe a year less. YouTube channel will be 7 years in January. I've been here, 6 years. Wow. And I thought I wouldn't be here long. I still have a bunch of boxes in my garage, Amazon boxes, for moving purposes. 6 years later, still haven't used them. So there's this weird feeling of stagnancy, of wanting something new, and the feeling of a new school year, but yet that's not the new I want. I'm like, no, I didn't think I'd be going back. I'm sure once I see people's faces and everything, it'll be fine. But oh my gosh, the anxiety this morning was just off the charts. And the sadness, it's like a grief of, I'm kind of just doing something to get by. This isn't the dream. This isn't a goal. This is just something I'm doing to pay my bills, which is not what I preach, which is not what I believe. I'm very much a proponent of follow your dreams, follow your bliss, follow your heart, go do it, and I'm not doing it. Which I guess leads me to my next point, is being a content creator. And I think most of the people that watch my channel are not content creators, which is great. You're not missing out on much. But for those that are, you get this. But maybe it'll be interesting for those that aren't to kind of get a glimpse into what it's like. So it almost seems like the ultimate career, right? When you think about it, you're like, if I could get this thing up and running and monetized, because I'm not monetized, and even almost 7 years later, I don't know what to do to get myself monetized. I've just been Sisyphus rolling the rock up the hill, and then it just tumbles down. Like, okay, get some subscribers, lose a bunch of subscribers, get some subscribers, lose some subscribers. And it's not just the subscribers, you need watch hours. I don't have hardly any of those. But people all the time I'm watching their channels, they're like, small YouTube channels, they're promoting small channels, you can make it, you can do it, just keep going. I got thousands of subscribers in a month or whatever, and I'm looking at myself going, okay, I missed that memo, I didn't do it. And I've tried all the things in the past, the catchy thumbnails and the titles and try to fix my SEO and all the things you do on the back end that people don't see if you're not in YouTube land, a YouTuber yourself. And yet, because that seems like the dream, right? Because I love freedom. I love creativity and authentic expression. And I think, well, when you're on a job, you're beholden to those rules, what they want from these hours. And I don't like that. I made a video about how I think 9-to-5 jobs are toxic. And maybe I'll put the card up so you can see that one. But I really stand by that. So I'm like, it's only a matter of time before I just break out of all of this, because I can feel it in my nervous system and everything. It's like I can't hold this much longer. I do this with every job. It's like I just get to a point where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I need to break free. I need to do my own thing. And so content creation is alluring in that way, right? Because you think, okay, I can do this when I have the energy, which for me is right now in the mornings. I can talk about what I want to talk about. I can create community. I can help people all over the globe, whatever message I need to spread and send, and I'm not beholden to people saying, oh, do it this way or do it that way, or don't say this and don't do that. I mean, of course you'll get comments, but you can kind of let those in one ear and out the other. They're not your boss per se. But maybe that's why it's so hard to get to that place where you are monetized, because everybody, they said like 8 billion videos or something crazy. I don't know, billions of videos uploaded every minute, second. It's something crazy. So the competition, I guess, is fierce, is maybe what it is. And that's understandable, because who wouldn't want to just talk to a camera and not go to a regular job, right? Which leads me to my next point, which is working as an empath, or somebody who has a high level of empathy. I was watching a lady talk about this yesterday, and she said, going to a job is hell on earth for the empath. And I was like, oh my gosh, this explains everything. Because not only are you feeling what everyone around you is feeling, and you're trying really hard not to, and then you're wondering if those are your feelings or if they're somebody else's feelings, but you're also highly in tune and aware of people and their motives and their authentic selves, like behind the mask. We can see through people. And she made a good point. She's like, people know when they're seen on a soul level, like they just intuitively know it, and they don't like it. And it clicked for me, because I kept thinking my whole life, I'm like, I see people. To be seen is to be known, and to be known is to be loved. And I thought, what a blessing. I'm blessing people by just being very present with them and listening to them. And I see their personalities, and I can just, their traumas. It's wild. I don't know. It's a freaky thing, right? But to find out that people don't want that. People don't like that. And that's why there's something always attacking the empath. It's like, it's spiritual warfare, constantly attack. And I'm just tired of being attacked. I had a breakup over the summer, actually. It's funny, as soon as I uploaded that video, it wasn't long after he broke up with me. And I was like, again, because I remember last time I uploaded a video with an ex-boyfriend. We were dating at the time, and I put him on my YouTube channel, and shortly after, boom, gone. It's like anytime I mention one or I have one on my channel, gone. So I was like dealing with that, and I'm not going to go into that, but that mentally was just, I'm like, I'm here again. I've already learned these lessons. Why am I learning them again? I was like, oh, I'm an empath. Of course I would attract this situation. Of course I would have to learn this lesson. But it's like, it's just been trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma, and I haven't had a chance to really stop. Yeah, summer break, I got a little chance to just stop and just like do nothing for a little bit. But it wasn't enough. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do people do this? How am I going to do this? I feel raw. I feel like I'm going into the world raw every day, because there's all this trauma that I still need to work through before I can really serve humanity in the way I want to, and really come up and show up in my fullest, best expression. But maybe that's the point, is that you show up how you show up, and it's not going to be pretty, and it's going to be messy, and I got to be okay with that. But I can tell I'm not showing up as my best self. I wanted this channel to be hyper optimistic, even though I'm not always optimistic. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually really pessimistic. And I thought, I want to be more real about that. I want to be able to just blah, say how I feel about the world and how it's unfair, and everyone knows this, right? And it's dark and it's heavy and it's challenging, and it feels like you're just the prey and you're constantly getting eaten alive and torn apart by predators left, right, and center. It's like, well, and yet we have to get up every morning and go to a job and just put on a face and serve other people, which is a beautiful thing. But when your cup is so empty and there's a hole in the bottom and you're like, can I just like take a time out and plug this hole, patch it for good, and then fill myself up, and then I can come back and serve you guys? Can I just do that? But my bills are like, no ma'am. No ma'am. You've got to just feel torn apart and carry on. There's no stopping. It's like you're on a battlefield and you're just carrying yourself along. You're like the soldier. Your soul is like that wounded soldier, and you're dragging it, and you're just like, come on, you got to stay alive. We got to get through this. We got to get through this battlefield. We got to do this. You can't stop now. And I don't know if you guys have felt that. Like, you've been through enough. You're like, enough. I don't want to go through any more lessons and traumas, so I can shine brighter and be stronger and give more of myself. That there's nothing left to give. And the answers are therapy and self-care and all the things I have either done or am doing. To what avail? To what avail? To just feel like I'm stuck in a life that I'm like, okay, I need to change everything about this, especially if the job's got me feeling this way. Now, maybe once I get in this, today's the first day, of course, there's that anxiety of going back, right? But maybe once I get into it and I get going, it will be okay. But I don't know. Even things like, I know I'm going to see kids fighting. I know there's going to be fear of guns. I know we're going to have to do gun assailant drills all the time. And actually, they were doing active shooter drills on the campus before the kids and the teachers get there with the cops. They're like, oh, they're on campus doing drills. Like, great. So now, aside from not getting paid well, the parents always being angry, the kids always being angry, it's all about the testing, our hands are tied in every way you can imagine, we're just so hyper controlled. But not even all that, all the legislation, all the crap that we have to deal with on a regular basis, and the really cheap paper towels and soap, because they love teachers, we get the best of the best. And I mean, that's fine. That's like the least of our worries, is how poorly we're considered or treated. But on top of that, to think, oh yes, there's real threat of death and violence here every day, makes me not want to go to this job. So I'm thinking, I've been applying to all kinds of things. People are like, well, what do you want to do? It's like, well, something creative, not a regular office job, but I'm going to apply to an office job because I understand the world needs me to pay my bills. So I'm not this homeless person starving on the streets. I know I'm not entitled to anything. I get it, but it's just a frustration of, what is somebody that's highly creative and highly empathetic and highly sensitive supposed to do when I just want a roof over my head, some decent food to eat, a comfy bed, simple life pleasures, and not to work a job that's killing my soul. So there's that. So then I come back to content creation. I'm like, well, I need to be more consistent with it and all these things, but there's no guarantee. That's the thing. Everything that I would love to do, it's not like you go to medical school, you do the residency or whatever. I don't even know every step, but it's basically, you will have a job when you're done. They need doctors. I like to think they need artists. We need artists, but that's me. That's me wanting to be in a different world. So many thoughts about work and being sensitive and going through traumas and basically having to continue on life as if everything's fine. And I know everyone's carrying a lot. It's not just me. I feel it. I feel it. So last night, to treat myself, I was like, I just want to get out of the house and do something that will make me smile. Thank you to the movie theater for doing classic throwback movies, because it's right on brand with me and my old soul. They're playing the original Blues Brothers from 1980. And that was just such a delight. I was like, yes, this feeling, this vibe, all those older movies, there's a feeling to them that, I don't even have to describe it to you. It's like a warm analog, just hug. It's just a warm hug from a time where we didn't have phones and we didn't have the internet. And it was just people connecting, simpler. Not putting so much pressure on themselves that, why haven't you found your dream career? You have the internet. I'm sitting here beating up on myself thinking, oh my gosh, you're single, right? I could go anywhere and be anything. But then I'm like, ooh, so much. Like, where do I even take and they always say, just like eating an elephant, you take the first bite, you just take the first step. So I don't know. I know I want to keep this channel going because it's a nice outlet for my thoughts, my feelings, to try to do something good in the world. But I'm also like, is this selfish? Is this selfish of me just to ramble my thoughts and expect people to listen to them? That's what stand-up comedians do, though, right? So just pretend I got a mic and I'm on a stage. But I love you guys. Thank you for listening. I hope you're well. Hopefully my next video will be a little more optimistic. I'm starting to sweat in this. I'm not wearing this to work, so I'm going to change, but I love you all. Have a great day. Happy Monday. Whenever you watch this, because it could be whenever, right? And let's hang in there. We'll be all right. At least, I guess I'm not alone. I know a lot of people are just slogging it out, but I don't want us to. I want people to be able to do things that they love, using their skills, feeling like they're contributing in a meaningful way, but also doing what lights them up inside. Because I can sense that that's where the human spirit starts to really die. Like, I mean, there's a lot of ways, right? But it feels like if you're working a job that doesn't light you up inside, you don't feel safe at. Your spirit, it does. I can feel, I'm like, no. I can't lose this. I can't lose this fire within me that's got big goals and big dreams and wants to do things. It's like, yeah, I know I'm 40 years old and I feel like, I'm like, well, what's the point now? I've got no energy. I just don't know that I can do it. I can't put in the grind like I used to. But then there's a part of me that's like, but what's the alternative? You just stay at this job forever and you end up being that miserable teacher that just is like, well, I gotta reach retirement. I don't want to do that. We only have now. We only have today. So I gotta live for today. So I got a lot to think about, a lot to do, and thank you for listening. I don't know, maybe this should have been a therapy session. But I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, so that's why I felt like there's something I had to share this. I have to get this out there. And I always feel better when I just get it out. It's almost like a sign. God's like, yes, people need to not feel alone. People need to hear this. Plus, I send you so much good energy too. Hopefully you can feel it through the screen. And if you've listened this far, thank you so much. I don't want to be the person asking you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, but hey, I'm trying to grow the channel, so why not? It's a simple thing. It just takes a click. And a like always goes a long way too, if you've enjoyed the content, of course. So I love you guys. I hope you are well. Hey, if anything, it's fun. You're getting to see a random stranger's life unfold throughout the years. I'll just keep this going and you'll see like where I end up. Maybe I just end up a crazy cat lady and I'm still in the same house 20 years later. And that ends up being the story. But gosh, I really hope not. I really hope that this has a really exciting ending. I say ending like when I finally do wrap up YouTube, that it's a really cool, like, oh, this happened and I'm happy and I can just let it go. But I don't want to leave it on this note or I'm like, oh, I don't like this and I don't like that. Hey guys, I don't like this and I don't like that, so I'm just gonna complain about it. No! I'm gonna do something. And I'm not looking for advice. I should have said that earlier, because in case somebody didn't make it this far, then I'm gonna get all the advice. But unless you got a golden nugget that I'm like, that could change my life. But I guess I should say I'm not looking for pity. I'm not a victim. I get it. I'm just frustrated. Ugh. All right. I love you guys, and I hope you're well, and I'll see you in the next one. Please take care of yourselves and each other. It is crazy out there. I'll see you in the next one. I already said that. All right, bye, guys.